I'll admit, when I first heard the term self-care, I thought it consisted of taking bubble baths or getting massages. And those are ways of temporarily comforting yourself, but they're not really getting to the problem. And what I've come to realize is we need to deepen this sense of what it means to self-care.
Exactly. Let's take the concept self-care and recognize that what we care for is what we nurture, and what we nurture is what we grow. So it's really at the core about being able to give ourselves a moment to take a step back, charge our internal batteries, and work on shifting gears so that we can live our lives more intentionally.
So, I'm Bo Chappelle alongside Daniela Land, and we're co-founders of We Integrated. I'm also a PE teacher for all of you out there. And today we're going to really talk about during this time how important it is that we practice tending to ourselves and integrating those practices into our daily life.
So let's go over a few ways to do just that. Healthy boundaries. It is increasingly important during this time when the boundaries between our personal and professional life seem like they've been completely obliterated, that we try to create some semblance of healthy boundaries. That way, when we disconnect, we're truly disconnecting.
So one of those examples is shutting off electronics. When remote learning first started, I ended up having longer days than when I was in the classroom. So what can be beneficial is closing those emails, turning off those alerts on your cell phone and on your smartwatch. And that way you don't have to feel tempted that you have to send one more email or you have to respond back to one more student. Set that time so that way you can regroup and resume the next day.
And you're not tempted to look. Another example of starting to create more healthy boundaries during this time would be transitions. So before, if we were at school, after the day was done, we would get in our car, drive home, and during that time, we'd be able to decompress, reflect, process, so that when we got home, we had already transitioned into a different chapter of the day. But since we don't really have that ability anymore, we're basically transitioning from our living room to the kitchen, try adding in a brief pause in between. So for example, once you're done and heading into your lunch break, give yourself a couple moments to take a few deep breaths, maybe do some stretches or even some jumping jacks, just to give yourself the ability to process and recognize, I'm moving into a new chapter today. This can be a new segment. Mental diet. We know what it means to have a physical diet. It's how we nourish our bodies. But have you thought about your mental diet? The ideas, the thoughts, the self-talk that you feed your mind. Try to limit those that don't encourage a positive growth mindset. How can we do this? One way would be to limit social media and the news. To block off time, for example, maybe 15 minutes in the morning and 2 15-minute slots in the afternoon. It's important to stay connected and it's important to stay informed. But what we don't want is to end up on our phone for hours, gorging our minds on thoughts that make us feel anxious, angry, or sad, and then recognizing, oh hey, where'd my night go? And why do I feel like crap?
Routines and rituals. Have a routine or carve some time that you can set yourself up for success in the morning or for the evening, decompressing and relaxing. And you can do this as simple as some of your daily chores. For example, maybe walking the dogs. Take that time when you're walking the dogs to kind of pause and use it as a time to kind of recharge and reset and get yourself ready for a successful day.
Exactly. It doesn't have to be going and getting a massage every morning or taking a bubble bath. You can use daily chores as a way for you to practice setting yourself up mentally and emotionally for the day. And that's what self-care really at the core is all about. We hope you enjoyed. We are Daniela Land and Bo Chappelle of We Integrated. If you'd like to learn more about our organization and programs, Check us out at weintegrated.org. Thank you.